Hello, beautiful people, wherever you are. Welcome back. It's underscore back again to the root of today. It's one-on-one live coverage that we are starting at this kind of the evening session. Wagwan, wherever you are. Thank you very much for you being tuned and locked in as we're going to be starting and democratizing to this kind of the fantastic moment here. We have much of the talk about the noises coming from the other side of the G Castle here, making sure that everything is placed where necessary, because when we just check onto the G Castle right now, it's now booming and reflecting to have something color coding, and right now the tiles have been democratized and everything is adding up by today. So guys, I want today to rectify much of the things that are ongoing, and much of the people maybe they have never been onto this kind of the sarcasm, how it's always being ongoing, because today I want to rectify much of the mistakes that people doesn't know. And I've checked much of the people talking about, oh, Gintu, this is A, B, C, D, this kind of the people are this way. Let me rectify it today. One of the immense things that are getting to our attraction, and also what we were told at first when we were getting to the YouTube platform. You know, what is now coming out right now is that we check much of the people are now coming to intrude. Whoever is not even, if you have a fight, even wherever you are just watching from, if you have a fight or you have, talk about, maybe you have a grudge with, talk about, you are a father, you have children, and some children of the neighbor, they have a problem with your talk about your children. So are you engaging in such kind of the thing, talking about, oh, I have to defend my children because of this? The fact is, we are lacking consistency and ordinancy. In a way that there's a time yesterday part one here in Nyaboanse, much of the people, it was at night, when very many people are just in town and they were making sure that they do three things here and there. Then a little bit, much of the people started running helter-skelter, Babylon kill slash from one place to another. What the shenanigans of Nyaboanse again, they're going to be starting. Now people never understood what was happening. So it was in a way that much of the people are being recruited to continue in the Lady J's construction at night. Then the conduct was there talking about people should go and sleep. Imagine ordering people in town to go and sleep because that they think you think about you are the father of Nyaboanse. That's the stupidity of the highest order, and that's why you talk about we want now to be dictatorial. It's now becoming dictatorial in a way that people gonna be now talking about, oh, this kind of the people, they should do the way I need, and that is what is not engaging to our own affidavit of the point, in a way that they want to control everything, thinking about now this kind of the people, they should go to sleep. It will become now at a time whenever the house will be constructed and be fully, they'll be talking about, I don't want this kind of the people to behave this way, I want people to behave this way in Nyaboanse. Now it will be in a way that people should be controlled in a controlled manner, like the fish pond. They think about they're going to be controlling people like fish, that, oh, this is the movement of A, this is the movement of B. That's the bullshit that is ongoing in Nyaboanse. And what is now becoming so hectic is a way that you are engaging in even your children's affairs, talking about, oh, this kind of the people are behaving this way, and you have to engage yourself in, so you can do what? So whenever you get that this kind of the person is behaving cruently in a manner that it's not satisfying the satisfactory of the time, are you going to engage that, oh, I'm a dad because of this and then this? You are not a YouTuber. You don't know anything about YouTube. And when the first day the conduct ever came to my home here, he was talking about, you know, again to tata. Wacha nikwambie tata. You know, this YouTube, you know, you don't know how to use it. So I was thinking about, are you the YouTuber today? And why do you want to tell me that YouTube doesn't work this way, and maybe it works the way you want it to work? It will never work that way. That's now called that we want to control even whatever it's not controlled. That's the panel that we are losing it. In a way that I want to be satisfactory, telling people the truth this way. When at first YouTube was being introduced in Nyaboanse, in a way that it was introduced, look at much of the YouTuber. Whoever thinks about going to be doing anything apart from shenanigans, telenovela, hula baloo, ha ha ha, they can never happen. Because of what? Much of the people have been fed. Talking about this is how Nyabuhanse is. Nyabuhanse was open to everybody that this is how it behaves. These are the scammers. These are the land grabbers. This is how this kind of the dads are behaving. This is how this kind of the people are behaving. So as rectification can come. Look at the other video that JT put onto the platform. And he was talking about, you know, Gintu, because of ever came to there whenever I was at the villa. And everything was working properly. Look at whenever the villa was under the construction, there were less reactions going on. But when they talk about, now we started talking about this kind of the people are stupid, this kind of the people are disgracing, this kind of the people should be thrown out. That's where now the hula baloo started from. And much of the people know, they have to know and understand. And this is the fact. I want to be telling the people this is the fact. That how we were introduced, and I was being told with Kenge himself one day, that Gintu, do you know that if this kind of the niche doesn't perform better to you, look for another niche. And Gintu search for another niche that I talked about. If now you have disgraced myself, you have lowered my attitude, you have put my aptitude down. So what am I going to do? You roast me, I roast you. That was the main event that I brought to the people. And I started one-on-one live so that I can just show much of the people that this is how the correction is and this is the fact of how it is. Like when we ever go to the straight to the point and strategize that what is really becoming the default. Look at when even the party was ongoing during that time. The conduct was behaving ruinedly and cruelly, making sure that you're going to be controlling everything, going to be antagonizing everything, you're going to be doing everything you want, you're going to be chasing people. Like the yesterday time he was ever chasing much of the people in Nyabuhanse. Talking about the people should go and sleep. You want to chase even people in town so they can just go and sleep as who? And who told you that you are who? And that is what is now becoming a default in a way that people should rectify such kind of the mistakes, not that we should be controlled and sitting at our heads. That, oh, because of this kind of the people, because of the stupid YouTube platform that this kind of the people introduced to us, that, oh, we should just be quarreling A, B, C, D, so as this kind of the people can watch this way and this way. Because when we were ever being supported, much of the people are talking about again to tell us about this kind of the story. I was ever bringing the story and people like the story. Much of the people are coming to talk about Ogintu. Can you tell us about that kind of the story? How it was? Tell us about this scamming. Tell us about this kind of the lady. Talk about this molestation. Now it's becoming in a way that because I ever took the advantage to tell people that this is what is going A, B, C, D. And this kind of a gentleman is coming to tell us about, because he's sauntering to the front seat of the churches. I think about the clergyman, whoever is preaching to the front seat of the church is talking about, yeah, now we have much of the people who are here because you have the YouTubers who are maybe gonna be supporting us with a little money. You can understand that they are just giving him that kind of the respect that maybe the church will benefit from his own family. And the fact is that they don't even attend to the church services. The people who are the church leaders can never have such kind of the stupidity, because right now we're going to be making sure that he is getting out of the church leadership. Because you think about the church, it belongs to him. You're going to be controlling everything. You're going to be controlling everybody who is just rotating outside here. The fact has to remain as the fact that to the real postcoms and the ostcoms of the day, it's becoming so stupidical that you are being used with your own children to interfere with other people's affairs, and because you don't know where this kind of the things came. Let me tell you this kind of the story. When this kind of the machete man came to my home at the first time, I told him that, do you know where this kind of the insults, and do you know where this kind of the grudge is coming from? He told me that Kenge has told him that Gintu is abusing him in the platform and using his own platform at bad intake, and Kenge has never done anything which is compromising Gintu's issues. I talked about, have you ever seen this kind of the video? I played the video that said same day M. And I talked about, have you ever seen this kind of the video? And they asked me which kind of the video. I played it. He was talking about this kind of the people are bad. He has stolen me, my fish, has done this and this kind of the people and subscribe. He talked about, no, he has never shown me this kind of the thing. But right now, is coming to act cruently. And right now, is telling much of the officers in Nyabuhanse that, you know what? This kind of the person, I went there in harmony, so as we can just just have a talk. We can have this kind of a talk, and Gintu never acknowledge. How can you come to have a talk with Gintu, yet you are coming to talk about this kind of the pastor should shot, and you are coming with the Bible, and you think about you're going to be sauntering to the front seat, yet you think about you're going to be going to horribilize much of the talk about maybe the agenda. But whatever you are just carrying, it's just a fake thing that you are coming to destroy the harmony. You are coming to destroy the love of whatever people are doing. And the real fact is he has ever been so much into some of this one. Because when it will come to a certain time that now we're going to be talking about now, I can go to Gintu's home at any time I need, and I can just go there and I can do whatever I need at any time. That is the stupidity that I'm going to be addressing. Because we have to say how the fact has to go. We should not be talking about we shall be intimidated and talking about this. And this is how we shall go forward. Despite that much of the people are going to be talking about Gintu, leave this kind of the matter because leave them alone. The fact is we will be sat on. This kind of the people will sit on us. And some of the people at the end will talk about where were you when this kind of the family wanted to dictate and control everything in Nyabuwase. And some of the people ask, where were you, the YouTubers? And where were you during that kind of period of time when they were taking over the game? We will be talking about, yeah, we were there. Oh, why couldn't we make it? Because this is our village. We have to grow our village despite being accusated, being alleged, that are the days how they are going. That are the stuffs that we are going to be talking about. We have to rectify on our own. There's no one will ever come from America to come and talk about, oh, I want to solidarize this kind of a grudge between Gintu and Lady J. A grudge of Gintu and Kenge himself. Because when they were ever talking about, oh, this kind of the people, they are living in mud houses, oh, this kind of the people, they are doing this and this, and the guys that don't support them, much of the people, they were cheering, yeah. Right now, whenever you are talking about this kind of the people, we have to tie them onto the neck. They're now coming back to talk about, no, don't talk about this kind of the people. Why do you have hate about this kind of the... Nobody has a hate. We are rectifying the mistakes, because if it's the downfall, when the trees, all the trees are greased, there's nothing you can just, no climbing, no coming down like a safari rally. That's the fact. And when it comes to a time whenever we're going to be coming down, you're going to be coming down like safari rally. That's the fact. So somebody's talking about how can I have a YouTube channel of approaching, talk about 7,600 subscribers, and I can just get a downfall of a person of 600,000 subscribers approaching. It's something which is not adding up. And why are you coming to attack the channel? Imagine, guys, somebody's talking about go and unsubscribe from Gintu's channel. I was 4,000, like 3,000 you talk about subscribers. Somebody talking about come and unsubscribe from this kind of the people. They are this and this, making some postcoms and hashish things that are not even accommodatable. And you are coming to talk about, oh, this kind of the people and this guy. Who started it? Who engaged on it? Who started the game? And I said one day that for the game to stop, that is the fact, because even them, they will never end up this kind of the game, because they are benefiting from the shenanigans. They are beating from this kind of the drama. They will never end up drama. Whoever says A, whoever says no. That is the fact. That's why you see much of the reactors right now. Look at JT right now. They are starting up like one. Look at on trending. She has started like one. And there's a person who was texting me in my WhatsApp, not in WhatsApp, in my comment section in the YouTube, calling herself on trending 2.0. On trending 2.0, that's not a talk about a hashtag. A hashtag is at notorious. A person who is always commenting that on trending at on trending 2.0 is a fake account. That is a person who is making sure that is going to be doing this and this. But I think it might be a subscriber, and because he's commenting not badly, but is emphasizing to make sure that everything is running so fantastic. So it was just a recap on that kind of person is not on trending. On trending, hashtag is at notorious. That is the fact that's coming out. Look at the real effect of how the things are now getting forward. It seems that they're going to be making sure that they are allocating each and everything to get into and to the spot, making sure that this kind of the YouTuber should be put a boot, maybe they should be put behind the bars so they can continue thinking about they are the owners of the dignity, they are the owners of making things to get forward. But at the real conscience of the time is we should, if God planned that this is the space of Gintu to go this way, this is a space of Gintu to go that way, nobody can ever stop it despite the challenges that they should be there. Even that's why the river sometimes it has the meanders of the time, and that is what is now becoming so hectic at a time whereby some people want to even control your channel and control you as yourself on at what time are you going to be going home, at what time you're going to be posting, and what you're going to be posting, because at the large time that we ever emphasizes on, because all of these dramas are brought from the king, because he's the one who started them. And when we continue and progress in our own region and talk about this is our own conspiracy of this kind of the time, they talk about now this kind of the people, they are coming for our dinner. Which kind of a brand? If you're talking about you have a brand, which kind of a brand do you have? You're talking about a brand because you just you are a shameful person, because you took the advantage of people to come and talk about, yeah, now everybody whoever comes to my villa talk about kenge villa every time. So as you can just talk about you have a brand, and which kind of a brand, and what's the brand of your the brand name? What's the brand name? There's no brand name there. The only thing is people tagging you east, west, and south and thinking about now you have a brand. People tagging you is just a postcom of the day. Now, whenever people comes to the branding, look at how people are achieving some of the things outside here. What achievement are you coming out with? You're talking about you are helping much of the people. Show us this kind of the year. Whom have you helped? And you're talking about you have helped much of the people. Who? Specify. Because everyone is talking about he has never, because I'm going there, talk about, hey, can you get a job here? Can I get this? They're talking about, no, you just go and harvest some sand from the river so you can get money. That's what he's always talking about. So when you're coming out to talk about, yeah, I've ever supported this kind of the people, this is a bigger brand, this is a what and what and what, yet you don't have anything to offer to the society. That's the fact. And right now the declination is coming. That's what is always coming on. And the real effect of the time is much of the things that much of the people might be thinking about, we're going to be making sure that Gintu is put in this kind of the time. You will ever be waiting for that moment, and it will never happen. And much of the subscribers, I saw much of the subscribers talking about, which kind of that kind of a person was talking about, Kenge, now make sure that you are dealing with the Gintu perpendicularly. You are just losing it, because whatever you are going to be planning, thinking about, going to be attaching Gintu to his own philanthropic alsbash of the time, you are losing it, my friend. So the best reason for you to do is contemporize your own self and make yourself go forward. Despite the challenges, that there are some challenges, not every time you'll ever be earning the same money you ever entered in YouTube. Not every time. There are people that got much money less whenever they started, but right now they're earning a lot of money. Look at the talk about number 47 person in the Africa who is the richest YouTuber in Africa. He has 20,000 subscribers, and you have 600,000 subscribers. You're talking about here, you are not even top 50, you're not even top 100. Now you are talking about nonsensical things. You're talking about a millionaire scam, or you're talking about what? We are not understanding it. So to the real effect of the time is the way you will ever be treating much of the people, the more much of the people will be treating you. And to the affidavit of the time is, I know it has become so krakatuing, and much of the people are getting so jealousy because of the progress, because they never wanted much of the people whom they're not targeted. That's the fact I was ever talking about. They have a YouTube, I talk about our WhatsApp, that they're making sure that the people who are intended only are benefiting from that kind of the WhatsApp, because they could be sharing from this kind of the person going to the other person, from this person to the other person. But when it comes to the real scenario that, this kind of the people are not in the plan, why are they making this kind of the thing to happen or to happen? They're talking about, no, I never intended, this kind of the people are jealousy, we have to make sure that they're not ongoing. But when we come to the real effect, whenever they see now the progress is ongoing, is that the jealousy, and they want to attack us. And imagine you are just using your father. What if your father, you are sending your father to come and be hit here like safari, right? And like a Cherokee drum. Will you talk about now, I sent my father in peace, and talking about you're going to be shooting somebody? And whenever we talk about this kind of, the people are now alleging that Gintu should be shot, should be deleted, and they're now talking about, no, why are you now posting that this kind of, the people are going to be deleting you? That's the fact. That's what they talk. That's how they are talking outside here. And even they can talk very comfortably whenever the officers are there. Talk about the goons they're coming with. And that's what they're always talking about. Yeah, this kind of the people, I'll ever delete this kind of a person. And even those kind of the people are hearing and talking about, yeah, make it happen, make it happen. And you're coming to talk about, yeah, you are a father who is a Christian, stupidity of the highest order. You just go back to the shamba and do other things apart from doing the Christianity, because you are lowering yourself into the evility, whereby you will be the first person. I'll be taking firewood there, making sure that things are going to be making you very, very, very uncomfortable. That's the real fact. And when we come to the scenario right now, back to the G Castle here, you can just see we are making a progress and a very big step. As what I mean about the step is we are engaging in making sure that everything is moving as the way it has been planned. Despite that we are having 2-3 challenges of east, west, and south here, and some mimicry here and there, but we are achieving it. We're going to be achieving it. At the end of the day, we have finished one side in terms of tiling. Talk about from out to the inner area and making sure that everything is so fantastic. So right now, whenever you be down there, you're going to be checking this kind of the G Castle coming out very fantastic, because you can now check on how this kind of the brim is coming. That is the best moment we are moving and making, because what I can say is you know what is causing a human is a human, we understand. Whether you are, whenever this kind of the people are now becoming aged, they're now becoming like children. So they're going to be controlled, and we have to tell them this is the controlling power of this, and this is the controlling power of that. For them to come out vividly and talk about how are we going to survive in this. It's us to control it and make sure that we are surviving in this one, and not the time that much of the people are going to be harassing us, putting us in the coast quams, and thinking about now we have to destroy Gintu's legacy, we have to destroy this and this. But those are just the words of the day. And that is the real effect of the time. And to the worldwide here now, we are talking about Gintu is moving forward, and we have to move forward, and we have to make it happen. Because even me, when I recall where I came from and where we are moving to, we say that we are achieving something. Because it will not be easy for Gintu to sit here the way I am right now here, and just talking to you and giving you the framework and giving you much of the content coming out from the village the same way. And people are talking about, yeah, you have to go to Argentina, you have to go to I don't know, America, you have to go I don't know where. Everybody has his own thinking and how we're going to be making things to come out. Not that I have to travel from here to another place so I can just have a content. A content is a content. You can create a content from wherever you are, and which is now becoming so hectic to them that why is Gintu making 2 videos a day from the comfort zone that he is. And much of the people are over supporting, talking about the fraternity, and they cannot even post after 2 days, 3 days, they can post 1 video and talk about, yeah, how is Gintu getting that kind of the video. It's how I was trained. I was told that if you have a time, you can post even 3. And YouTube doesn't talk about it has a limit of posting. You can post even 100 a day. That's the fact. And that is what I'm doing. I'm encouraging myself to make it. And we're going to be moving forward. Despite talking about hula baloos of the day, running here, snitching here, helter-skelter, chaos, and even you want to be talking about, you want to be athletes here. I don't want to be athletes that, they want to come and make sure that they are training me on how to run. Oh, that's the stupidity of the highest order. So for the fact is that let's move forward and make it happen, because we are now moving back to the G Castle. We are now moving, guys, and I think from tomorrow we're going to be moving to the other side, which is the other side of the G Castle there, to make sure they're going to be tiled the way this side is tiled all around. And you can now see it's now appealing. It's immensely appealing right now, and it's becoming so fantastic at the same time, whereby you can talk about, yeah, it's now approaching and and to be something. And even somebody can just spot it from on top of the hill there and talk about, yeah, Gintu something now is reflecting. And whenever it comes to the evening session of the G Castle here, you can see how the sun is setting at its own yellowish color and talk about this is the moment now to be. And to the real fact of the G Castle now, it's moving and moving and moving. And I saw somebody talking about, oh Gintu, this is not a G Castle. It's not a castle because it has tiny rooms. What I can say is this is not the only house that Gintu should talk about. It's the house that I'll be ever in my entire life. I might start up a story building on top there to make sure that I'm starting a very big flatted, talk about the flat roofs here and talk about this is now the move we shall go. Sometimes we have to gauge ourselves and make sure that we are prospering in a prosperous way and make it happen, because whenever we say that we're going to be prospering, we make it. We're going to be making it as we engage and we pray so hard, because the attacks has been so much. So we have to make sure that the attacks are declining and making our progress, making forward. And what people hate is the progress. And why do people think about they're only people that, because Gintu is getting this kind of the thing and making this kind of the thing? No. This kind of the thing should be at my side, not at them, because we were the people who brought this kind of the platform. We are the people to supplement. We are the people to make it happen. That is why the jealous is coming, and God doesn't need such kind of a thing. That's becoming so dictatorship that this kind of the thing only benefit the other group, but the other group doesn't benefit, which is not even according to how even the government says. And we have to get forward. This is a pen here, a pen for making. Hey, and guys, this is what we have to get forward. And for the real fact is, right now, as the dogs here, the dogs here, they are female but very punctual. Because right now I'm remaining with the female dogs here, and they think about, oh, now the security is blown up, there's nothing Gintu can offer to the society. At long last is that I'm going to be looking for the pit bull or the German shepherd and make sure that I'm placing it to the G Castle here. And guys, support Gintu and make it happen. And the way you support, you can see the impact is coming. As the impact is coming, we're going to be making things to change. And from me, I can push the people to have a change, because even the young generation we have, how are they going to talk about, yeah, Gintu, we have this kind of the thing to say, we have the other thing to say. What about tomorrow? Whenever they talk about now, you're the people who diminish this kind of the things here because of the jealousy. The way we are ever going, we are talking about, I was doing my own things, but whenever it comes to rectifying a mistake, I was not in the neck. That, oh, every day I'm going to be talking about Kenge A, Kenge B, Kenge this, Kenge this, Kenge this. But I was ever talking about this is the rectification of how the things should be go. And I was rectifying. And what is now immensely coming to the conclusion is that because I had the conduct talking about, because Gintu talked about much of the child molestation, and we talk about much of the people who are being arrested. So they want to make sure that even Gintu is being arrested, because you will never accusate something that you don't have the validity, or talk about the valid lawsuit about it. That we are coming to talk about Gintu because of this kind of the cases he brought out, and much. I'm not the one who was in the UNICEF. Much of the people don't understand. When this kind of the things were happening, I was not there. When these messages were being sent to this kind of the ladies, I was not there. What I was there is whereby the lady looked for me and talked about help me in this, because during that time I was doing the charity. And this is what is now giving them much of the headache, that why is Gintu engaging in this kind of the thing. I was not the one, because I asked the lady what has been the challenge and why did you are doing the work there, why are you not doing this kind of the works. I saw you doing much of the works, where is the money? Talked about she was being molested as a lady of the minor. And that's how the case started. And I was not part of the program. But what we have to embrace is we have the village areas, elders, we have the chiefs here, and they have already initiated to make sure that they are warning this kind of the conduct once and for all. Because if this kind of the things continues, he's an immigrant. He's an immigrant here. He's just an alien to this kind of the side. So it means that we're never going to be continuing with this kind of the stupidity. We're going to be going back to his own land. Because he has his own land. And it's the same thing that it made this kind of the people in the same tribe is making sure that they were just chased out of Kuria once upon a time. Now it's going to be framing it to go back to where it was, because it's going to be so hectic and furious. And whenever it reaches to that kind, just imagine now they come and harm Gintu. Do they think that I'm from here, I'm born here? They came and got Gintu here. They got I was born here. And now they're coming to talk about, oh, they want to. And whenever they're going to just tamper with the Gintu, they want to be seeing things in different colors. Because they have never seen the real mood of a Korean face. Because they think about, now, we have to do this. Nikutolei? Zianguke chini? Fantastic. Yeah, so guys, that's the main point that we are ever talking about, that we will never be treated like trashes here. And the real fact and the real time, the person who is thinking about going to be treating us as trashes is the person who is an immigrant. And is the person who is an alien to our area. So better him to live, for other people to live. That's the fact. Keep it tuned, keep it tuned. Keep it locked, keep it in. This is the moment. Guys, after checking everything, how it's just ongoing, and to the G Castle there, we have just checked that we are moving, because the only rooms that have just been remaining is only the sitting room and to the upper deck, whereby the electrification gonna be done. But tomorrow, whenever we are coming to democratize with making sure that the G Castle is in a complete circuit of the electrification, we're gonna be making sure that we are making other things to happen good. So here we go, guys. I called Mayani and told me that, oh, Gintu, the first pond here is full of water. It's very full of water, and the fish pond here is still gonna be receiving much of the water, because we are using this kind of the waters whenever it's gonna be having a drought season. We're gonna be using this kind of the water to make sure that other plants that are very good, well renovated here, but we have some scenario like you can see the pawpaw plant here. They was smashed like something else, because the hailstone hit them properly, and it's a rainy season right now, and I know how the work is already going, because we have to talk about this is the Lord's plans to make sure that we are moving more fantastic, and so as we can have the maize growing so fantastic. So guys, it has been so long, because even the fish pond right now it's receiving much of the water, and when we will be in a complete way of making sure that the fish pond is well prepared to receive much of the water, and the fishery allocation to this kind of the fish pond, it wanna be so awesome, and I'm gonna be showing you how we're gonna be making it so as we can just transfer. But we're raining here, our cats, our dogs, and we have to make sure that we are protected very much. And when I was coming from Nairobi, guys, I was a little bit having a malaria, and malaria had spotted onto me. That's why you saw just one video came out the other day of the dam site only, and things are getting so better by now, and I'm just good. And it's just the climate, talk about acclimatizing myself. So when I reached here, I found that the climate of here is a little bit different, and the water uptake. So that's why I was a little bit affected with 2-3 diseases here. But right now I'm strong enough to make you and give you a video that has to entitle what is really turning us down and what is turning us up as far as everything is in concern. So right now we are moving in a well good pace, and we want to be making sure that we are leveling it up. As we are leveling it up, we are making sure that everything is attached the way I've ever told you, that the G Castle are going to be so dependent on itself, so as you can just have to milk its own regionum of the only yields that, or the product that are going to be coming out from the G Castle. As far as everything is put in consideration, we have still much of the things to go, because right now we are in a 53%. 63% in a complete of the G Castle, but still we are having much more to entitle. When we shall be back to the G Castle, we're going to be making sure that much things are still covered to make sure that everything is so fantastic. So I really appreciate everyone has been efforting himself or herself to make sure that we are supporting Gintu to make it happen. Guys, support Gintu, support, because much of the people are still wondering about, oh, Gintu, you know. Guys, the way you help Gintu Gintu, it's the way that we could have helped much of the people. Right now, I had very many people to make sure that they are getting jobs from Gintu. Much of the people are already coming because I never knew who told the people that they're going to be arriving. And I came early in the morning. I found very many people are still looking for the money, but not the small boys that I always have here. But the people who came for the work were the guys who I came with. Talk about the rectifiers. And also we have Jatello. If you know Jatello, you can just recognize what I mean. So I found that they need work. And when I was away, I was asking about when I was away, how did you survive? They were talking about it's a very harsh climate, very, very hard life here. Because even when I'm always available, I talk about the boys have to, it's just a little bit much more. It's like $2, $3, $4, and small works of an hour, 2 hours there. Then you have just got $1, $2, $3, and you lay and you go. And which is the best moment than sitting that way without having any kind of the money. And for the real fact of the time, I really appreciate to see much of the people are struggling to make it happen, because much of the people are having that jealousy that this kind of the people are making it this way. It's not that we are sleeping. We are already, every time we are waking up, we are doing other things. Like right now, my all kitchen garden, it was hit with this kind of the hailstone, and right now there's no greens even for the hospital. So right now I'm just taking other greens from other sources so they can just apply to the hospital. So right now it's a very harsh condition, and we're going to be making sure that we are leveling it up. Despite that, we know that are the conditions we're going to be having them, but we are talking about things going to be changing as far as everything is in concern. So much of the people who are always talking about Gintu, what is next? And to the G Castle, after rectification, we're going to be making sure that we are having a welding and also the tiling of the top side of the G Castle, because it's the one that is always needing much of the attention because of the rainy season, so as you cannot have much of the leakages onto the house. And I like about this kind of the guy who is the engineer who is making it happen, because I've checked, he's the one who is now ascomarizing in Mogesi's area there to make sure that he's helping to make sure that everything is coming out as clean as possible. And Mogesi told me that we are in a lento stage, and that's very good progress. And we're going to be making sure they're going to be going there a little bit to check on him, because much of the people are talking about, Gintu, are you now talking to Mogesi here and there? We are always talking. The fact is, much of the people have that kind of a hatred. That are talking about, oh, whenever Gintu is with Mogesi, or maybe Gintu wants to take this and to Mogesi, maybe this one and to this one. And the fact is that we're always brothers, and we have to keep ourselves in brotherhood. That is the same thing that we always do. It's not that we are the people who are having a problem. It's much of the supporters who are citing something to happen. And to maybe, oh, they want to make sure that Gintu is no longer hand in hand with Mogesi. But the good fact is that everybody is doing everything very much positive. Because he's building, I'm building. And we are moving in a good pace. Look at the young boys right now, they are constructing houses. And much of the people don't know how much people are admiring us. They're talking about, oh, this kind of the boys, if I could be this way, if I could be that way, if I could be this way, it could be better. And they have not that opportunity. Let's make it right now. And whenever we're going to be making sure that as we're going to be edged, we're going to be having some, like the houses are already complete. And we're going to be having something to talk about. This is the best moment. And guys, we're being so much here. So I have to migrate to another position so as I can just bring you the vibe one-on-one. So when it's just raining, it's now not much, because you can even see how it's just drizzling. It's just a low drizzle. Woo! You can hear the thunderstorms. Yeah. Wow. Guys, I can even check the dogs here are relaxing. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. The dogs are relaxing a little bit here to make sure that everything is so fantastic. How are you? Everything is good. They're now relaxing a little bit here. and this is their space. And I really like about even the dogs. I like having the pets, not like I've checked much of the people are talking about, oh, my dog, oh, my small dog is always eating $10 a day. I'm buying meat $10. I'm not interested with how you're going to be feeding. But what we need is the better you could be feeding much of the people who are in need than talking about you are feeding a dog with $10. And that $10 can feed so many families in a day. And you're talking about you are feeding a dog. That's very stupidity of the highest order. And the only thing is, this kind of the money sometimes, it doesn't have a formula. So today you might be the one talking about, guys, I'm the only lady who is having money in Nyabohanse. Tomorrow you'll be the crooked one and will be contributing to you. That's the real fact. Don't asquamarize that only God has given you. Oh, it's your time. Yeah, it's your time by now. But tomorrow gonna be another day. So keep it tuned, keep it locked. Here we go. And already have, you are just struggling with the one. Look at the healthy dogs we are having here. Look at the healthy dogs we are having here. These are the healthy dogs. And I have more than 9. And I don't use even $10. And you're talking about the $10. These are dogs here I'm always using like $3. Huh? Not even a day, a week. $3 a week. And they are so satisfied. Right now, even if right now you bring your stupidity and nonsense here, they're going to be dealing with you circumphoniously and repetitively here. Because they're already punctual. And I always breed myself. I don't have to talk about I have to take it to somebody and breed it in with his own dog. No, I breed them here, not me. They breed themselves here because I have the gentleman and everything is so fantastic. So when we come to this kind of the time, we talk about this is the best moment that we're going to be doing. And this is the last moment of 27th March 2025. You are watching this video and it's sealed from this kind of the position to make sure that you are making it happen. And kudos to everyone, and this is a respect to everyone who has been democratizing and supporting Gintu to make it happen. It has not been easy for us to reach this kind of the end. And this is how we're going to be making it and struggling to make it happen. For the people who are talking about the Gintu going to be jealous of this and then this, you'll keep on being jealousy. But we are moving forward. What we need is every day you will see a single step moving. That's what we need. Even whenever you go to a weaving machine, it's a tin, 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 or a tailoring machine. Tin, 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 but it's moving. Whenever it's a small, but at the long last, the cloth is remained. The cloth is formulated. The cloth is, everything is so fantastic. That's the best moment. Keep it in respect. And this is the end.